Let's try and change Claire's face in the mirror, please, okay?
She's sitting down there, face turned.
Glasgow's necropolis. This centuries-old Victorian cemetery is home to 50,000 buried individuals. Historian James Stevens Currell once described it as literally a city of the dead, and it makes the perfect backdrop for Glasgow's famous and profoundly haunted hotel, the Cathedral House Hotel. On December 2nd, 2016, my crew and I invited along Lanarkshire Paranormal team to join us for the night as we try to connect and learn the stories of the infamous spirits that are said to be roaming the halls.
Lanarkshire Paranormal began 6 years ago. I was doing other paranormal investigations down in England before I moved up here for about 19 years ago with various other paranormal associations. At that particular point I was working for the police doing surveillance, and I actually met my wife Jan on Facebook, or through Facebook, and eventually moving up. In fact, our first date was actually on one of
A ghost hunt. That was the first date. I was cacking it. Oh.
Were you interested in the paranormal at this
I've
time?
always loved the paranormal. My mum was psychic, my grandmother was psychic. My mum used to read people's palms and read the tea leaves, and it fascinated. I used to sit and watch her. I loved it. So when he first came up, he's like, "Oh, we go ghost hunts." I'm like, "Are you mad?" Because I'd never thought about actually going on one. But when he said, "Oh, we'll go for a date and come with me," and I was bricking it. But I loved it. I loved it. After the first hour, that was it. I was calling out, and it gets really addictive.
When we first began, we created adverts, and it was not just about finding people who were interested in the paranormal, but it was about people who actually gelled as a team, because it's a very team-based operation, shall we say, because you have to have 100% trust in the people that you're working with, that they're not fabricating anything. So it was through a process of elimination that we've got to the team that we have today.
I think everybody's got some kind of interest in it, and we found that, I mean, our investigations now, they're mostly selling out because people are really, they love that sort of thing.
It gives people the opportunity to experience that and make a more educated belief by coming on the investigations that way. Also, it helps us on our investigations with people, because spirits can interact with people differently. So by bringing more people on board, you can actually cover a wide spectrum of experiments, really. Ghost spirits, whichever you want to call them, they don't have to be scary. The film and the TV tend to glorify them as a more scary sort of entity, but they don't actually have to be that scary. They can. It's the unknown. That's what people are more scared of. Not so much seeing the actual spirit themselves.
There's a lot of people come along, and every noise, every bump, every bang, oh, that's a ghost, that's a ghost. Whereas a sceptic will be like, well, no, hold on. Because there's a lot of buildings we go in are really old, so they're quite creaky, and then sceptic helps to ground people.
A parapsychologist is basically someone who studies anything paranormal, which includes cryptozoology, strange creatures, UFOs, as well as ghosts and hauntings. There is a bit of a misconception about parapsychology that people believe that they are experts, but realistically there are no experts other than the ghosts themselves, really. I mean, on average, it's very rare to be for anything to attach you. If you're in a location which is a standard haunting, the haunting is normally connected with the building or the area, so a spirit that is not going to just pick up sticks and just follow you home. Typical a public investigation. We run cameras throughout the building, and we display them on a big screen, so we can actually watch them as the night is going on. We go into different parts of the building, parts where have been reported that something has been experienced by maybe the staff or a guest. And we spend a while in there trying various different experiments to try and get the spirit to actively communicate or show its presence in one way, shape or form. And it goes from there, really. and then as the night goes on, go to different parts of the building, and it goes very quickly in the night. You wouldn't think it did, but it does go very quick. We're actually a non-profit organisation, so we do a lot of work for charity. So all the ticket money goes to charity. The charity's decided on that it goes to is decided on the venue's manager, and it's we do get quite busy. So I mean, we're already filling up for next year.
Yeah.
And you don't plan on stopping anytime soon?
No.
No. I've always said on every investigation there's at least one thing that happens that makes you want to keep doing it, because you can't figure out an answer as to why it's happened, and it's that one thing which keeps you doing it every time. So we'll be doing it, I think, for as long as
My Zimmer frame, I'll be doing it.
as long as we're physically able
Yes.
to, I believe, yeah.
Having been to the hotel previously, the paranormal team are keen to get started and begin rigging. As we make our way into the hotel to allow the team to begin to set up their equipment in time for tonight's vigil, Jan, Steph and Dan begin to prepare for what is to come. Their setup consists of professional software designed to get the best paranormal findings. From camera rigs to frequency finders, they have everything they need to begin communicating. We also have Annabelle the doll. She's our trigger tonight, an item the spirits can use to communicate through. What you are about to witness are the events that unfolded on this night.
Right, here we are in one of the most haunted rooms of the hotel. Now, a couple of things which I will say is important, that if anybody has any names or any feelings, any emotion that comes to them while doing this, please do say at the time. So what we're going to do now is we're going to try calling out, which is the first conventional way to paranormal investigating, and we're going to hope that someone or something here will communicate back with us. Okay, so if there's anyone here in this room who can hear us or see us, we don't mean you any harm. Can you please come forward and give us some kind of sign that you're there? I feel like it's on the hallway just outside.
It's a wee boy.
Shall we try opening that door so we can check in the hallway? That was me just wedging this door then.
Come up and join us.
Just let me stand. We'll see what you, if you can feel what we can feel.
It feels really warm here.
That wee boy's laugh.
Yeah. Wee boy laughing.
That's what we got last time.
Yeah.
Last time when it happened we didn't hear it at the time it came out on the recording equipment.
No, it was whispering, and then it was a giggle, and it was a boy.
Wee boy.
It sounds quite weird, but since I walked in here I feel dead itchy.
Atmosphere's changing in this room.
I know, I feel dead itchy all of a sudden walking in here.
You've got me a sec.
Yeah. It's like I walked into a cobweb. What, is that you doing that?
This bedroom looks...
It's out of place, isn't it?
Did you say anything?
Sorry?
No, I heard James.
James?
James? Did you hear it?
It was Jane or James.
Jane or James, yep. Did you hear
I
it?
did.
That was a name that was picked up before.
It was like a whisper.
Yeah, James.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
I
that's...
thought it was somebody at the back.
I thought it was someone going, "Jane,"
No.
and then I wasn't sure if it was
Where
James.
did it come from?
Behind.
Behind you.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
We have had a James picked up in here. Well, in this building, not necessarily this particular area.
I heard a whisper.
Uh-huh. It definitely was James.
Use the rods that I'm holding and show us a yes answer. Okay. Thank you. Right. Can you show us a no answer, please? That's quite a strong, push there. Do you see that? Okay. Now I don't think you can see on the camera, but I just want to make sure to show people that I'm not actually that what I'm holding is like a tube. Okay, so I'm not actually touching the rods themselves. Okay.
Rebecca, you need to ask her to show you a yes answer.
Okay, can you show me a yes answer, please?
Sometimes you got to keep asking the same question to. Doesn't seem to be.
I don't think anyone's in here.
I don't
It
think
doesn't
anyone's-
feel as cold.
Doesn't-
Yeah, it doesn't feel as
Doesn't seem to be, does it? Doesn't seem to be happening in here.
Maybe it is just out in the hall.
Mm-hmm.
Can you show me a yes answer?
It's quite strong there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, ask you to show you a no answer.
Can you show me a no answer?
It's going, isn't it?
Oh yes, there we go.
It's a bit of a delayed reaction, but it's going, isn't it? Okay, so again, start off with simple questions. Are you male? Are you female?
Are you male?
Yes.
Yes.
Are you the child we spoke to earlier?
No.
Okay. Are you an adult? Let's come. Yeah. Okay. So let's stop there. So right. Okay. So we've got an adult. That's it. Right. Okay. Are you the father of the child we spoke to earlier? Okay, thank you.
I think his name's John.
John?
Okay.
Yeah.
Getting me on nature.
Okay, thank you. You ain't going to sleep tonight, now. Okay.
Oh.
Okay then. Now, did you work here?
This is 55.
It's
Okay.
55.
55.
55. Are you in your 50s?
What is up with my fives?
Okay, thank you. He seems to be saying no quite a bit. I don't think he wants to speak much more. Do you want to still speak to us? It's going very weak, isn't it?
Would you like to still speak to us?
John, can you point out how many people are actually in the room?
1, 2, 3.
I don't feel comfy now.
Okay, alright, thank you. Okay, just relax your fingers for a
Will we
bit.
stop recording?
Okay.
Is the young boy James really at peace? Was the old barman truly happy to be communicating with us? If you can't see it with your own eyes, did it really happen? This is the question that has faced paranormal findings for years. Why don't you book in for the night? See for yourself.